Factsverse presents respected historical figures who were actually terrible people. There are many people who made a real impact on our world over the years, and these people have done some great things. Most people assume that they're all great people. And yeah, sure, some of them are great people, but not all of them. Here are a few respected historical figures who were actually terrible people. Before we get into our list, help us spread the word about Factsverse by clicking that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi is known as being one of the most peaceful men of all time, and he may have done many great things, but he was also a sex addict. Yeah, when his father was dying, he left his bedside to have sex with his wife. He was 15 at the time, his wife was 16. At the age of 38, he took a vow of chastity. He tested that by sleeping with women while naked. Some of them were as young as 18 years old, and he often slept with multiple women at once. He went as far as to tell people that they should also practice chastity themselves, even if they're married. Maybe he just didn't want anybody else to get any, since he wasn't. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is the saint of all saints. Nobody in history did more for the poor and the sick. According to a report in the Times of India, her motives, though, may not have been pure. It's believed that her focus was less on helping people and more on boosting the numbers for her religion. Her true goal, according to some, was to persuade people to convert them to Roman Catholicism. Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill is famous for his efforts in fighting the Nazis during World War II. As it turned out, he was a white supremacist who had more in common with his enemies than he let on. It's said that he took pride in what he called a lot of jolly little wars against barbarous people in Africa. When he joined Parliament, he advocated for more war against minorities. When Gandhi was trying to free India from British rule, Churchill said, "I hate Indians. They are beastly people with a beastly religion." Whew, statements like that would never fly today. Steve Jobs. If you own any Apple products, you can thank Steve Jobs. However, you shouldn't put him on a pedestal just yet. It's said that he was kind of a jerk. He fathered a daughter but claimed that the daughter wasn't his. Because of that, she didn't see him for years. He contracted Apple with Chinese factories, and the conditions were so bad that people were driven to exhaustion. Several workers committed suicide over the pace they were expected to keep up with to make Apple products. He really wasn't a nice guy. Walt Disney. How could anybody think that the creator of Mickey Mouse and the Magic Kingdom be anything but an amazingly awesome person? Well, it turns out that he's worse than the Wicked Witch in Snow White. Turns out he was really racist. In meetings, he would refer to the Seven Dwarfs as the N-word pile, which is horrible. He used the term pickaninny in meetings, which is an old-time offensive term for black children. He also didn't respect women. He claimed women couldn't be creative or do creative work. And he also hated cats. But really, what kind of person hates cats? Caravaggio. Caravaggio was a highly respected Renaissance artist. He painted Judith beheading Holofernes, but he was also a murderer. In 2002, it was revealed that he killed a man named Ranuccio Tomasani in 1606. Some believed that he killed him over a tennis match, but he actually killed him over a prostitute. Caravaggio asked the woman to sit for a painting, and he ended up falling in love with her in the process. Tomasoni was her pimp, and Caravaggio didn't like that. He tried to castrate Tomasoni, believe it or not, but it didn't work out that way. He cut the man's femoral artery, so the guy bled out and died. That is harsh. Martin Luther. Martin Luther's claim to fame is his 95 Thesis and the Protestant Reformation. He also hated the Jews. He felt it was an evil religion and should be destroyed. He called them a rejected and condemned people. John Wayne. John Wayne had a reputation as a man's man, but unfortunately this cowboy was also a full-blown racist. In a 1971 interview with Playboy, he referred to African Americans as blacks and admitted that he didn't like them. He said that he didn't let blacks do anything because they didn't know what they were doing. He also said that he believed in white supremacy until blacks are educated to the point of responsibility. He also had an issue with Native Americans. He stated that there was nothing wrong with white people stealing the land from the Native Americans because they were hoarding it for themselves. Wow, really? Charlie Chaplin. Who didn't love Charlie Chaplin when he was big? He may have been goofy and great on film, but turns out he was pretty sleazy in real life. 2 of his 4 wives were under the age of 18 when he married them. He also treated his wives with great disrespect. When his first wife was only 16 years old, she got movie offers. He told her that she was too young to have talent, but apparently she wasn't too young to marry him. He got his second 16-year-old wife pregnant before they got married and told her to have an abortion. When she refused, he ended up marrying her, but treated her horribly. He cheated on her and disrespected her. A pretty rotten guy. Aristotle. Aristotle was a great philosopher. He was wise, but when it came to women, he was clueless. In his mind, women were barely human beings. He said that women had fewer teeth than men because they were rendered incomplete. Aristotle, a sexist. Who would have thunk it? Subscribe for more.